I went to pick up my daughter from my mother-in-law's house. The street was already sealed when I turned the corner. Yellow tape. Black vans. Men in jackets that didn't belong in my wife's quiet childhood. Neighborhood. FBI. The letters sat on there. Backs like a verdict already. Delivered. I slowed the car. My hands didn't shake. They should have. Instead, my mind went empty, clean, surgical. An agent stepped into the road and lifted his palm. "Sir, you can't go in there." I opened the door before the engine stopped. My daughter is inside. I didn't shout at first. I stated it. A fact. Like gravity. The agent's eyes flicked to his partner. Something passed between them. Not fear. Recognition. He swallowed. "We know," he said. "That's why we are here." I laughed once. Dry. Involuntary. "My wife's mother has lived here for 30 years, I said. "You're at the wrong house." The agent didn't blink. "It's been 12 years, he said quietly. "When you see what we found inside, you'll understand why your daughter never wanted to leave." 12 years. That number slid into me like a blade I didn't feel until it was already deep. I thought of my daughter's silence whenever pickup day came. The way she clung to my sleeve. The way my wife always said, "She's just sensitive." The tape fluttered in the wind. Behind it stood a house I thought I knew. I had no idea I was about to lose every lie that had kept me calm. 12 years earlier, my wife had cried in our kitchen. Her mother was lonely, she said. Fragile. She needs us. I didn't argue. I never did with family. From that point on, my daughter spent weekends there. Then summers. Then longer. She stopped talking about that house. When I asked why, my wife answered for her. "She's dramatic. She makes things up. She's confused." I watched my daughter learn silence. That was the first betrayal. Not infidelity. Not yet. The betrayal of trust. Of dismissal. Then there were the cracks in my marriage. Late nights. Locked phones. A smell I didn't recognize on my wife's clothes. Her mother always nearby. Always advising. Always watching me like I was an outsider in my own life. I noticed how my wife flinched when her mother called. How she obeyed. How she lied without blinking. But I didn't confront. I catalogued. Because denial is loud. Observation is quiet. And quiet lasts longer. I began to collect facts the way a surgeon collects tools. Phone records. Old emails. Bank transfers that didn't make sense. My mother-in-law's name appeared too often. Accounts I didn't know existed. Payments routed through shell charities. I requested a background check under the pretense of an adoption inquiry. The file came back thin. Too thin. That's when I knew someone had been cleaning her trail. I placed a recorder in my daughter's backpack. I hated myself for it. But hate is cheaper than regret. I listened to hours of silence. Then whispers. Not my daughter's. Adult voices. Men. Commands. Numbers. Codes. I replayed them until the sound lost meaning and became pure threat. Still, I smiled at dinner. I kissed my wife goodnight. I drove my daughter to that house and watched her walk inside. Like she was crossing a border she couldn't return from. I wasn't angry yet. Anger is loud. I was precise. The FBI knocked on my door 3 days later. They didn't ask to come in. They already knew everything. My mother-in-law wasn't fragile. She was a handler. 12 years ago. She'd been flagged in an international trafficking investigation. Children were used as leverage. As silence. My wife hadn't married me by accident. I was cover. Stability. A clean last name. And my daughter. The agent stopped there. I didn't ask him to continue. I already understood. When they showed me the photos taken from inside the house, I felt nothing. No rage. No scream. Just confirmation. That night, I handed my wife a single folder. She opened it. She collapsed. She said my name like it was an apology she'd rehearsed for years. I didn't sit. I watched. I already know, I said before she could speak. That broke her. She cried. Explained. Blamed her mother. Fear. Control. Love twisted into obedience. I let her talk. Then I slid another document across the table. A signed statement. Her cooperation agreement. The FBI had offered her a choice. She chose herself. Again. I signed it yesterday, I said, before I picked up our daughter. Her mouth opened. Closed. You helped them, she whispered. No, I said. I finished what you started. The house felt smaller with the truth inside it. She reached for me. I stepped back. Cold revenge isn't violent. It's withdrawal. I took my daughter. I took the evidence. I left her with the wreckage of every lie she thought was hidden. The street was quiet when I finally crossed the tape. The house stood open. Empty. My daughter slept in the car, safe for the first time in years. I didn't feel victorious. I felt clear. Some betrayals don't end with justice. They end with awareness. I drove away without looking back. Because control isn't about punishment. It's about never needing the truth to scream again.